welcome back to my channel. For those that are new here, my name is Caitlin Herber. I make videos on all sorts of content, whether that be lifestyle, recipe ideas, or today's topic, the military lifestyle. Specifically today, we are going to be talking about PCSing. So me and my husband did recently just move overseas to Guam, and so we had the military pack us up and move us. So I thought today we would talk about some tips and tricks and need to know information that might be helpful to all of you. Specifically, I am going to be telling you 5 tips. So if this is something that you are interested in, follow along. Tip number 1 is going to be take pictures of everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. All angles. You are putting your trust into the movers that they are going to move all your stuff in perfect condition. And this is not always the case. I hear so many complaints. So take pictures of the front of your dresser, the back of your dresser, the sides of your dresser. If they punch a hole in the side of it, you're going to want to have proof of the condition it was in when you sent it off. So in addition to this, also any high value items, make sure you write down the SKUs or serial numbers. I did this with our TVs, our laptops, gaming consoles, anything that we weren't going to be carrying with us. This just covers your butt, and in the end, if you have to file a claim because something goes missing or broken, you have proof. Number 2, and this is something you're probably going to be like, Caitlin, like obviously, but movers will pack everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. Move your stuff away that you don't want packed. And empty your trash can, take your trash out, make sure it's out of reach. I have heard so many stories of movers packing up people's garbage cans with full trash or pizza boxes, things of that nature, and then just think about that 3 months down the road when you have to unpack that. It's going to be disgusting. Also, your personal belongings that you are going to be taking with you, so your suitcases and things of that nature, move them out of reach. Put them in your car, in your trunk, so they're out of the way. There's no chance of them packing them. Specifically, when I moved, we were in an apartment. We had a storage closet on our back patio that locked. I put all of our suitcases, all my purse, anything that I didn't want packed, and I locked it away. They had no access to getting it because they will pack anything and everything. Number 3 is going to be, don't be afraid to speak up. If they are packing something in a way that you are not happy with, say something. They're not going to know unless you speak up. So in my case, we had a couple times where I had to say something. We have a bedroom set that is Ashley Furniture. The base home store sells a lot of Ashley's Furniture brand, and so we have a bedroom set from them. And if you are familiar with Ashley Furniture, you know that they use a lot of laminate topping for their stuff. And I looked over and our movers were wrapping our nightstands up, and they are not supposed to put tape specifically on the furniture. They're supposed to be paper or wrapping underneath it. And this guy was just going around with the tape. He had taped the side of my nightstand. Now, in that moment, it was probably fine, but 3 months down the road of that tape being sat on the nightstand, it was likely that when we go to peel that tape, it is going to take off the laminate layer and my nightstand is going to be destroyed. So I said something and he fixed the problem. It saved me a hassle later when I had to file a claim to replace that nightstand and trying to go ahead and find the same nightstand on the island. Probably wouldn't have happened, or it would have been a long process and I wouldn't have a matching nightstand. Another thing that they were doing was they decided they were going to stuff my dresser full of stuff, like packing it, not wrapping it. They were just going to shove boxes and things of that nature in my dresser. When you fill a dresser, what does it do? It makes it 10 times heavier. I live on a 2nd story. They were gonna have to carry that down the stairs. And so I really just didn't want things packed in my dresser. I didn't want to run the risk. I said something, and so they stopped doing it. In other cases, there was instances where I wish I would have spoke up more. So for example, when they were packing my bathroom, I had some jars, glass jars that they didn't wrap good enough, and when I got here, they were broken. Granted, it wasn't the most important thing to me, so I wasn't too upset about it, but in the case of speaking up, do it. If you don't like something, say something. Alright, tips and trick number 4, and this one goes hand in hand with number 3. You are not going to be able to keep your eyes on everyone and be able to speak up at every instance, because you are going to have multiple movers that are going to split up and pack separate rooms to be as efficient as possible. And so number 4 is going to be have someone there with you, whether that be a friend, family. I know not everyone has the luxury of having family around, but if you have a coworker or a friend that can be there with you to help you out, works wonders. In my case, I had my parents, they lived not too far away, and so I had them help supervise. My dad was amazing. He spoke up multiple times to make sure that the move was going as smooth as possible. Alright, so my final tips and tricks and need to know information for today, number 5 is going to be what they can and cannot pack and how to get around it. So specifically speaking, they're not supposed to pack candles, batteries, or any sorts of liquid. Now, when it comes to this, they are only super strict with certain things. So liquids, they're not going to pack any sort of chemicals, any sprays, cleaning sprays, anything of that nature. Like, get rid of it, they're not going to pack it. However, batteries and candles you can kind of get around. So if it's kind of in with other stuff, they are not going to nitpick and make you pull it out. Now granted, everyone's move is different. Everyone's movers have different rules. Mine, specifically speaking in my case, did not care. So if they're thrown in your junk drawer, they are just going to take everything in your junk drawer and roll it up and pack it. They're not going to be nitpicking like, oh my gosh, there's a battery in here. Like, they're not going to be going through each individual item they're packing to a T. Same with my candles. They are not supposed to pack candles, and I got away with them packing almost all of them. If they are just put in randomly in the room, like, oh, I got one sitting on my coffee table, oh, I have them stored in a closet over here, one randomly over here, they are just going to pack them up. I've also heard that some people will pack their own totes. If you have big totes, they will just throw some packing paper. They're not going to take every individual thing out unless you ask them to. You're responsible for them if you pack the totes yourself. And so I have heard people putting all their candles and things of that nature in a big tote and then labeling the side of like blankets or memory box or things of that nature. So there are ways to get around things they won't let you pack. But chemicals, just get rid of them. Cooking stuff, get rid of it, repurchase it when you get to where you're going. Alright guys, well that wraps up this week's video. Just a reminder that this was my own personal experience. Yours might be different, so just keep that in mind. But hopefully you found something helpful out of this video, and if you like this content, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below what you want to see next. We'll see you next week. Bye!